This is Agent Joseph Carpenter from the Corporation. I'm trapped by hostile AI in the Shepard orbital. Need immediate assistance. I'm hiding underground in the Eden cylinder. Take elevator 2. Do not trust the machines.
Hello and welcome to the sick output of my dungeon-dwelling, depraved dungeon master mind. It is spooky season again, and let me wish you all in advance a happy Halloween 2024. As it has become channel tradition this year too, I have prepared an adventure for you to scare your friends with on Hallows Eve. Or any other day, really. This year I'm going back to sci-fi, and I present to you Shepard Station, a blasphemous adventure about powerful AI with God complex, transhumanism, corporate greed, and the exploitation and perversion of humanity. As always, I've put the adventure on drivethrough RPG. It's pay what you want, so go check it out. If you're a player, from here on, spoiler warning, you might just send a link to this video to your GM. If you're a GM, stay put and I tell you more about what the adventure is about and give you some hints on how you might present it, how you might want to run it, because I've kept the text as short as possible instead of writing pages upon pages of stuff you might want to figure out yourself as the GM. When I started writing this adventure, I just wrote a list of everything I found scary that I might want to put into an adventure, trying to figure out what my starting point was, what of that I wanted to use. And then when I had that list, I decided to take all of it and put it into this adventure. So there's a lot to be scared of in Shepard Station. The adventure is set on the Shepard orbital, orbiting the gas giant Gaia 22 DKVLB. It's a titanic space station made out of two counter-rotating cylinders that are rotating to provide spin gravity. One of the cylinders, called Eden, is 8 kilometers in diameter. That's about 5 miles, I believe. And it's 32 kilometers long. It's big enough to house a population of a few million people. So this space station is just stupendously huge. One of the major points in this adventure, especially if the party is traversing the support structure that connects the two cylinders, the so-called Yggdrasil complex, is the inhuman scale of machinery and industry. The PCs are like ants running around in a world that is not made for them, like, at all. Take for inspiration the manga Blam. Well, the whole of the world has been created by machines, not a single thought giving onto human occupation. You somehow have to traverse it. And to make it worse, it's an active battle zone. There has been a conflict raging between the powerful AIs Yahweh and Moloch for years, so there will be titanic engines of construction repurposed for war, the wrecks of them strewn around the battlefield, becoming part of the landscape, while still battles and skirmishes rage all over the place. If your players are clever, they will try to hide from all of that conflict and not engage with either of the parties. Like you would do in that game that just came into early access, the Forever Winter, which looks really sick and kinda depressing and scary. But it's that feeling of smallness and powerlessness that you should really focus on while the party is traversing the Yggdrasil complex. When the party makes it to the Eden cylinder, describe how grand this landscape would have been. It was supposed to be the Garden of Eden, and the chosen people lived there. But now the sun is red and there's kind of apocalyptic atmosphere. Everyone's really scared, crops are dying. And to make it worse, the angels, the angelos, have descended from heaven and started oppressing, enslaving and eating the entire population. They've established a savage kingdom in the city of Babylon. And the major themes of terror in here are beings that are human but beyond human. Transhumans, demons, angels. And they are oppressing the human population to brutally exploiting them every possible way. And it's an apocalypse, and somehow the players have to navigate all of that. And you should also focus here on the stark contrast between the culture and the architecture of the people living in Eden and Babylon, which from their understanding and technology is ancient. They don't understand high-tech at all. They've forgotten that they live on a space station. They're like Bronze Age people. But if your players trying to set themselves up as mighty wizards or gods with their technology trying to impress the Angelos rulers of Babylon, they will not get far. The Angelos might not be knowledgeable, but they are of superhuman intelligence. They will see right through the ploys of the players, will see that it is technology immediately and will try to understand it. They will try to gain as much knowledge about this world they know nothing about as they can by any means necessary. That might be by being friendly and a good host. Maybe they're even going along with the play of your characters. But they also might capture and torture them for information, whatever works for them. The players have to work the social dynamics in the city to get out of there alive and then make it up the giant 4-kilometer elevator that will lead them from Eden to the cylinder of heaven where the Angelos come from. But heaven is not heaven at all. It's actually a genetic research facility and a human reproduction facility. You can really focus here on the inhumanity of how humans are just treated like lab rats, genetically manipulated. If you have squeamish players, or especially if you have female players in your group, you might want to tone this part. It's supposed to be body horror, it's supposed to be disgusting on an instinctive level how the AI and the machines are treating humans, and especially women here, and are abusing our entire reproductive systems for their own schemes, reducing us to nothing more than fleshy machines. And also you've got lots of dark corridors with the horrors created by these experiments haunting that corridors, trying to eat the characters. So some classic spooky alien horror here. Eventually your players will have to decide what they want to do about the whole situation. Do they want to support one of the AIs and potentially gain a lot from that? But in that case, the AI they support will still continue with their plans and their god complex behavior, which can't really be good in the long run. Or will they support the greedy corporate agent, potentially giving this technology to a greedy corporation that will probably continue these inhumane experiments? The only good option here, by our modern moral standards, would be to crash the station into the gas giant and just send it all down to the hell it came out from. Nothing good can ever come out of this station. There's a good chance the player characters will only be able to do this by sacrificing themselves, because deorbiting the station and escaping at the same time will be a hard feat to accomplish. They should be under attack from all parties at that point if they decide to go down that route. So it will be a grandiose last stand, really whatever they decide to do, to give you a grand action-packed finale to the adventure. And yeah, that's Shepherd Station. Should be good for a one-shot, maybe a two-shot on Halloween, to scare your friends and have some horror sci-fi fun.